Hey y'all, I'm Alex. Today I'm going to go over some training tips on preparing for a Taekwondo tournament if you're in the advanced level. Now let's get started. Now these tips that I'm going to be going over is meant to be added into your regular Taekwondo training at your schools. And also, most of the stuff I'm going to go over in this video is what I'm personally doing to prepare for my upcoming tournament as well. Now the first subject, let's talk about cardio. This is probably the most important thing when it comes to preparing for a Taekwondo tournament because you're going to need that stamina to last in those rounds. Now what I'm doing is 2-mile jogs 5 times a week. And then on top of that, I recommend adding in doing some sprints at least 2 times a week as well. Now something else you need to be doing besides jogging is getting in some sparring practice when you can, because that's really what's going to help you get that fighting cardio to last through your tournaments. Now next is training your kicks. I recommend making sure that you train your kicks at least 5 times a week. You need to make sure you're working on speed, power, those single kicks, as well as those combination kicks. Another thing that's going to help add it in is doing resistance training and reaction drill training. If you want to see my training video when I did my resistance and speed reaction drills, I will link that in the description box down below if you want to get some ideas. Another drill that you can do is timed freestyle kicking on bob or heavy bag. This is really going to mimic those tournament rounds and give you some opportunities to work on those kicks, those combos, and that footwork. Now next is nutrition. Aside from your training, you definitely need to be focusing on your nutrition, making sure that you're fueling your body well for training. Make sure you get fruits, veggies, a good protein source. I recommend chicken or fish because it's a nice, lean, clean protein source, and as well as getting in your carbs. You don't want to go too low carb when you're training, otherwise you might be kind of tired for your training. Make sure that you're fueling your body well with some good, clean carbs, and that way you'll last during that training session. You also need to make sure that you're eating enough. If you're not eating enough, then you're definitely going to be tired during your training as well. So basically just make sure you're eating clean, eating enough, and if you also need some suggestions on some meals or some snacks, I will link some of my vlogs below where I go over some of my snacks and my meals that I'm personally eating to do this as well. And last is recovery. You need to make sure that you're listening to your body. The first thing you need to make sure you're doing is getting a good night's rest. I know a lot of times it's hard if you're in school and you're working, but you really need to make sure that you're getting in sleep. This is what's going to help your body and your muscles recover, as well as give you energy for that next training session. Another thing, listen to your body if something is hurting. What I personally do if something on my body is hurting, like my tendon, or recently I hurt my hamstring, is just train something else. So what I'll do is do some cardio, do some bodyweight stuff, maybe work on my abs, a little bit of my upper body, and then stretch it out. You really need to know when your body's hurting to give it a break. You can still train, just train something else, go low intensity, let it recover, and then that way you can get back in and start training good again. I hope you all enjoyed this video and found these tips useful. If you want to see my beginner and intermediate preparing for Taekwondo tournament tips, I will link them in the description box down below. Go check them out if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to subscribe, like us on Facebook, and follow me on Instagram. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you later.